evening, all. I know you're still watching the president's speech. We're going to call on that anyway, and then we'll look for late checks and missed later. Beaming south down the central part of the San Joaquin Valley, K6MYC Bozo Net.
K6MYC, KC5, DTU.
Well, hi, Carrie. You're the last guy I expected to be here. I thought you'd be glued to the TV.
Well, I'm still trying to catch up, Michael, and I think it would be a distraction right now, so I'm gonna try and catch up later.
I hear you. That's all right. I figured that I didn't hear from you, and I figured, well, by the time I got around to realizing you hadn't called me, it was probably too late to call you. I was about 2 o'clock, so I went out and worked from 2 to 5. And got some stuff cleaned up in the yard, some logs and some pieces of wood that we had cut up a while ago, but left up on the hill. Anyway, good evening, and he's doing pretty good in the State of the Union speech. He's even had the Democrats stand up a couple of times.
Oh, he knows how to work the room, that's for sure. Well, I got distracted, and I apologize, but I promised to make it up to you and have some more goodies to go along with it. But I got out in the yard. Laura had me out here, and then I had to run off to attend to a meeting, and when I got back, it was just too late.
That's all right. I plenty to talk about, and we've been kind of keeping up with most of it. I just don't have some of the smaller details.
Yeah, roger that. Well, lots of things are happening, so we should have more to talk about as the weekend and the month come in.
Yeah, for sure. And I suspect that things are going to start to roll one way or the other on this Iranian thing, because I knew he wasn't going to do anything until he went through the thing he's doing tonight with the State of the Nation. I think he even said that is so much. So 6 to 10 days after this, depending on the results and the feedback he gets, I'm sure that it'll have some effect on him.
Roger that. Well, one of the things I've been noticing, Michael, is Brunson keep coming up, and he's starting to make appearances again. So that could be an ace in the hole also for him.
Yeah. Well, if they rule favorably on Brunson, it would make up for the kind of a loosely done and poorly done tariff thing.
Well, just keep in mind that tariff thing. People think it was a flop, but he got quite a bit of power out that, and all deals are holding, so he's still good there.
Oh no, I understand. He didn't lose. He just lost the court with a blessing, and some common sense. Court knows they can't stop the variances, and they actually listed, I think it was Kavanaugh, listed a whole bunch of different sections that he could implement what he has to do. It actually makes it harder on the people that he's imposing tariffs on. From what I can gather, he's actually got to come harder on them to add more people, more inclusive, where he could pick and choose on who he was going to throw tariffs onto with the other rule, but not now.
Yeah, roger that. Well, he definitely gave him a toolbox, and boy, I guess the big thing is just to keep your eye on the things that we knew about but kind of forgot, and boy, are some people going to be surprised if that sprung. Like I said, I'm seeing Brunson coming out more and more, and even getting brave enough to say that they're going to give him a good ruling.
Well, if it also takes out some of the Congress, the people that, a few people are going to get trapped in that. I'm not sure how they're going to get around that, but a lot of the Congress that voted to end the election or okay the final ballot.
Certainly done in there. And it's going to be a surprise.
Anyway, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, roger that. Okay, sounds like everyone else is glued to the speech.
Yeah, he's supposed to run in excess of 2 hours, so it looks like it's going to go up close to 8 o'clock.
Yeah, roger that. I think I heard Rob in there, KM6 SR or KC5 DTU.
Yeah, good evening, Terry. Good evening, Mike. I'm not glued to that thing. I listened to it in the truck on the way home till after the hockey team announcement, and then I shut it down.
Roger, roger. Well, we're going to be, it's going to be analyzed to the 1 millionth tomorrow, so I'm sure we're going to hear all of the things that he said and didn't say.
Yep, and depending who you listen to, whatever point of view they have.
Yeah, roger. Okay, I'm back to net there, KC5, BTU.
Boy, I got Rob out of the noise, and you went into the noise, Kerry. Let me go a little further. Give me some more chatter, Kerry.
Okay, I'm chattering, and like I said, boy, oh boy, are we gonna get this speech analyzed tomorrow? I'm sure we're gonna hear all the things he said and didn't say.
Yep, that's for sure. Listen, we got a good cartoon today. Actually, it was a verbal cartoon. You have to hear it, and I should have Judy send it to you. It is absolutely a classic. The difference between California and Texas. Have you heard that one about the dog and the coyote?
No, I haven't heard that.
Oh, it's really well done. And it just outlines exactly what would happen if, I won't spoil the joke for you. I'll get in there as soon as I leave here. I'll remind myself to have Judy send you this thing, because it's a classic, but I want to hear your response before you call me.
Okay, you got it.
We can send it over to you. Also, Rob, she can send it to you. It's actually a classic. Absolutely classic, about a coyote biting a dog. The governor's out for a walk. I'll just say this way. In California, the governor of California is out for a walk with his dog, and a coyote jumps out of the bushes and bites his dog. And I'll leave it at that. But boy, the things that happen from California's standpoint versus what happens in Texas is what separates the big picture. So you'll have to just see it. It's absolutely classic and so well done. It's unbelievable. And how's Candy? Is she in the shack with you or somewhere in the house, Kerry? Rob?
Yep, she's downstairs with the headphones on watching TV, I think. Or she's writing a script, something like that. Anyway, I'd be interested to see it.
Yeah, it's a dandy. Anyway, good to hear you here. I think we're going to be a little slow here, so I'm pointed over toward Santa Cruz at the moment, and I bumped the antenna, and I didn't lose you, and I brought Kerry up. It was just one little notch, about 2 degrees, Kerry. I had you in a deep null, and you were just in there with the noise, but you're fine now again. Over.
Roger, Roger. Okay, well, I'm checked in, and I'm going to run in and try and get my puppy ready, give him his meds and everything, and I'll be talking to you in the morning.
So, Kerry, you're going to do a little heater maintenance, huh?
Hang on. AW6 Sugar, I hear you, Tom. Stand by. You're very light, but I do copy you, Tom. Stand by, Tom. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I don't know if Kerry's still there. I just going to made a comment that he's working on doing maintenance on his heater.
Remember, I lost my little heater buddy, but the other one is the same age, Rob, and boy, he's getting to be high maintenance, so I have to give him all kinds of meds and take care of him at night.
Yeah, and he didn't fill in as your heater, huh?
No interest in it. He's kind of taken over the get next to me, but not the lap position that the other one has.
Okay, well, I thought that'd be kind of good for both of you, but anyways, yeah, go take care of the little guy. He needs your help.
Roger. Okay, I'm going to back on out and go QRT and talk to you in the morning, Michael. So good talking to you, and say hello to Judy for me, and we'll catch you in the morning. And also you there, Rob, KM6SRR, K6MYC, KC5DTU.
Yeah, KC5DTU. Frank was supposed to be over here today. He was over here Saturday. He was healthy as a horse. And he didn't get here today, and I found out he's sick as a dog again, hacking and coughing and can't breathe and all kinds of stuff. And he was on his way to the urgent care. So I don't know what it is up at his place, but he's getting this about once a week now. I have a feeling that it may be allergies as much as anything. Anyway, I thought we would see him today and get further on with our stuff. But anyway. We'll see you tomorrow, or hear you tomorrow, Kerry, and probably look for you on 2 meters as well in the evening there. If we don't see you through the day. K6, KC5DTU, K6MYC, and Rob, we do have Tom in here. Tom's got a BSWR problem, but he's Q5. So let me pick him up and see if I can peek on him a little bit. KW6S, K6MYC. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I'm doing okay here. And with 1296, I don't think I have any problem. So my 220 is totally dead, and I don't know when I'm going to get to fixing that. But I'm hearing you pretty good on 1296 here tonight, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm working on doing some antenna work with a friend, so I don't know when I'm going to get back to my own here. K6MYC, KW6S.
I hear you. Well, this should be a lot better. I brought you up about a good 10 dB, so I had overshot you because I was looking for a place where I could copy Rob and Kerry, and I had one of them in the null, and then I moved it and got them both up where I could copy it, but it was out of your null. I put you in a null. The pattern of the antenna is very sharp tonight. In other words, there's no scatter, and it's not diffused. It's very sharp, and I came only about 3 or 4 degrees back from the north, from 278 to 273, 272, and you came roaring up. So it's the pattern's very clean and very sharp tonight. Some nights I can go back and forth 10 or 15 degrees and don't see any difference. Okay, I'm working with your buddy on those kind of projects, not getting to your own stuff. But I'm not getting to my stuff either, but it's because I can't do it by myself, and I'm relying on Frank to get over here and help me. We've got a plan, and we did kind of implement a couple of things that will get me by, hopefully, on Thursday. We've got a backup plan for Thursday, so maybe we can get by without doing the repair. He may be here on Thursday, but based on what I was hearing, he won't be here. So we're running more and more behind all the time. Anyway, good to hear you. I don't know if Rob can hear you or not. Rob, did you get any copy on Tom that time?
No, I didn't. I kind of looked for him, couldn't find him there. I'd be careful having Frank down there when he's sick. He's just going to give it all to you and Judy. And maybe if there's something I can help you with, maybe I can try to cruise over tomorrow and get something going. If you're waiting on Frank, it'll never happen.
No, don't worry about it. It's related to this 222 and 432 tower, but we got to run the man lift and we got to crank the tower down, and it's a major project. And Frank just got done doing all that stuff, and he also knows how to run the man lift. So you don't want to get into that. Over.
Okay, well, if it's something about turning the RF down so you don't have the amp kick out on you and some other little basic things like that, I can help.
Well, I've got a secondary backup antenna system there at the house, and we implemented and got it working when he was here the last time. So I've got 4 stacked EME 11s, 432 EME 12s or EME 11s are stacked up one above the other, and they're about 60 feet up at the top. So it should do okay. It doesn't have a preamp. That's the only thing. It may not hear it quite as good as I hear with the big array, but I can listen on both. And I still get power into the big array, but it's just, it's probably only getting 100 watts out of the 800 or 900 that's going down there. So that's what it seems like. Everybody's having trouble copying me. I'm hearing people fine. So I'll eke it by on Thursday, and we'll get it next week. Anyway, good evening. Let's see if Tom copied anything from you. Did you hear anything from Rob that time, Tom?
No, nothing from Rob at all. I didn't even hear a change in the noise level.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're kind of down and I'm not sure I really peaked on you. I just brought you up where you came up way out of the noise, but you're not your normal strength over here with some QSB on what you have here. So not to worry. We expect to have a fairly slow net here tonight because the president's still going on, and I suspect you'll be going on until after 8 o'clock. And then we'll take a lot of late checks and missed in here if people do want to walk back to the radio. Anyway, we'll let you go, and I'll squeak into the Bay Area and see if I can pick up Fred and a couple of others there. We did have a nice check-in this morning on 40 meters from Jim, WB6JNN. He was in the group, and we had quite a chat. So that was good to get Jim in on 40 meters. He was very loud on 40. Band conditions were phenomenal for, at least for local chatter. Hi. We did get a little bit of feedback on our friend that's down in Puerto Vallarta. K7VO from Olympia was down there on vacation. And the word is that he'll be coming back Saturday, but he was supposed to be on a flight leaving on Thursday. But I think they figure they're going to have everything back under control by Saturday, and he'll be on that flight. That's what he thinks at this point anyway. We sent him an email, but he sent an email over to K7KF, and that's how we knew he was, what his schedule is at this point. No details on all the crap that's going on, but at least we know when he's supposed to be coming back. But what a bad thing. In all the places in the world you could go for your vacation, you pick Puerto Vallarta, and we attack a cartel chief. This was the guy that was the top money earner in the fentanyl trade. So we got a good cartel member and put him out of his misery. Over.
Yeah, I hadn't really followed too closely. That sounds like certainly a good thing to do and a bad place to be. So, yeah, hope he's out there in good shape. Anymore, that's always a concern when you travel anywhere. And, yeah, I'm working on one of your 4-element 40s that we're having some difficulty with, and hopefully we'll get it figured out here. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, is it a coil-loaded or linear?
Linear, and the shorting straps on the linear loading are breaking loose from the rod. In the wind, they break right at the shorting bar, and they're pretty hard to get at. It's, I think, at about 130 feet, and there's, I think, 5 or 6 or 7 antennas below it. So it's kind of a chore even to pull the elements down and repair them.
I'll be darned. I don't think I've ever had anybody break those. Those are flat strap formed jumpers, right? They're flat, and it's flat metal, 1/2 inch wide with a loop at each end, and they're cracking on the where they attach onto the rods.
Yeah, the rods are breaking right where they go into the bar. Well, I guess it's 2 bars, and they're bolted together with 5 bolts. I think 2 on each end, clamping the rod, and 1 in the middle to clamp the silly strand.
Oh, I'm not clear on that. This is the one that's a shorting. This is an old KLM, or is it M squared?
It's an M squared, 4-element 40. I forget the number, the model number, and you've got a heavier duty version of it, I think, or better, higher wind loading, and I kind of went through the 2 manuals, but I didn't see anything different in the area that I was concerned about.
Okay, now in this one, then the linear loading goes all the way back, and it's a machined shorting bar with a black plastic insulator around the element. Is that right?
Boy, I haven't been up there. I've worked on the elements when we've got them down on the ground, and I've seen pictures up there, but yeah, there's the linear stuff is used kind of like a truss, and it's the end is the aluminum bar that shorts the 2 3/16 rods together.
It doesn't sound like one of ours. Either that or it's an early KLM. That's what it looks. No, KLM used. God, I can't remember now. I didn't know we used 3/16 rod.
Your manual says 3/16. I've seen it, and that seems about right. Yeah, but it's got a bar that shorts the 2 together and kind of clamps them, and then there's the Philly strand that pulls it up towards the prop in the center of the element.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a machined piece that goes over the element, and where it fits over the element, it's got a black insulated. It keeps the shorting bar from touching the element, but it's supported on the element, so everything is in the plane of the element. Isn't that what you have?
Well, no, that's down at the end where it connects to each element. Up on towards the center of the antenna, where the 2 get shorted together to make the single turn coil. They break right up there.
Now, wait a minute. You got me totally confused here. What do you say about a coil? They're either linear loaded or they're coil. Which is it?
No, it's linear loaded. I always look at the linear loading as one really long, skinny coil. I probably shouldn't use that nomenclature for anyone that actually understands the antenna.
Okay, now are they rods breaking at near the center of the element on either side, or way out somewhere?
It's in towards the center of the. It's in towards the boom, where the 2 rods come up, and then there's a bar that goes and holds them. An aluminum bar that holds them and connects them together, and then each of the rods goes down to one of the elements.
Okay. That's a real old M squared. That is a real old one. After a while, we didn't use the linear loading to lift up the element. So I know what you're talking about now. It was 3/16 rod in that one, and it was a shorting bar across there. It's a bar, a machined bar with set screws, right?
I don't see any set screws. There's a thing like for the VHF elements, one of those crimps or one of those washer things on the back side, and then there's two bolts that seem to clamp it down. I worked on one of these once before, but it's been probably 6-8 months ago, and I really don't remember the details.
Yeah, well, we didn't put T-bolts there. Those were all done with set screws, so he must have changed some stuff there. It's not that's not the way we build them. So anyway, it's a shame that he just doesn't convert the thing over to coils and be done with it.
I think he tried to check in on that and said his model there wasn't coils available. I don't remember. It's got 2 element feed and it's 4 elements.
Yeah, dual driven. It's called the coil version is called a 40M4 DDC, dual driven coil loaded. Anyway, well, we probably don't have a bunch of coils in stock. We normally have to just make them, but he's going to eliminate a lot of problems if he's having those kind of mechanical problems, which are very rare. He's going to get rid of those if he goes with the coil, because that whole assembly of linear loading goes away and gets replaced with the coil. So it's a much better system mechanically. Over.
Yeah, he's had trouble with this a couple times before, and he had 2 of them up. One of them came down in a fire, so we were trying to put this other one. Unfortunately, we don't have many salvageable parts out of the one from the fire, but we try to figure out what it is, and I think he'll probably go up and send the elements down one at a time, and we'll kind of rebuild them on the ground.
Okay. Well, each element has a stanchion in the middle that goes up about 30 inches, and that's what supports the linear loading. Is that right?
That seems higher than I remember, but yeah, it's got something that supports them. There's a turnbuckle and a couple of pieces of fillet strand, one on each side.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's really freaky that the rods are breaking. I just never heard of that. That's just really freaky that the 3/16 rod is breaking. That's really weird, because that doesn't move very much in the wind up in that area. You know, it's floating with the filostrand, with a single strand of filostrand going back to the middle, and going down the other way. The flexing of the element. By the time it translates back to the middle of the element where that jumper is, it's very little movement. So I'm just stunned that the rods are cracking. Over.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance to fix it up there, but the antenna performs real well, so we'll get it back together and hopefully get another few years out of it again.
Maybe what you can do is put a piece of fiberglass across there to replace the bar, the mechanical bar, and you don't have to do anything but put keepers on it to hold it in place, and then put the shorting bar just down from that a little bit, and the shorting bar then does not have the stress of trying to hold the element up. Over.
Yeah, we actually kind of talked about that, using something like this up down by where the rods connect to the elements. So we hadn't gotten too far with that yet.
Well, are they cracking where the rod connects to the element, or are they cracking where the rod is up there where the shorting bar is near the middle?
The elements are staying fine. They break right at the shorting bar.
Okay, way back at the center of the element, and the shorting bar is about 2 feet above the rest of the element, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. That's just weird that it would break there. I just never heard of anybody having that problem. So something's causing that you shouldn't have a problem with. Okay. Well, those shorting bars normally have set screws, but he might have gone through and revamped the shorting bar to make it so that it was a squeeze down situation with a screw or another kind of compression type of fitting. So you're compressing the shorting bar onto the rod rather than the set screw coming onto the rod. Anyway, I think you've got it. But if you get to a point where you get one on the ground, take some pictures and send them to me and Robert at the plant, and we can maybe help you analyze and maybe send some fiberglass along to do the replacement, do the linear loading. The fiberglass rod could be inside, or let's say outside, where the shorting bar is. You could have from the center out, you could be out. If you start at the shorting bar, you're up there where the shorting bar should be in the right place, put it across there, but you actually have a fiberglass rod about that can set 4 or 5 inches away from that, more forward on the element, and the filostrand can attach to the fiberglass rod, and then you're not putting any stress on the shorting bar and 3/16 rods at that point. Over.
Yeah, he and I'll get together and chew through that again. The problem is it's so high up there, I'm never going to see it until parts come down.
I understand. It looks the same on the ground because it's coming down as a complete solid total element half.
Yeah. Love the antenna. We just need to get it going again. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, KW6S. Very good. All right, let you go. See you tomorrow. And let's see, is there anybody else that's come in here since we started? K6MYC Bozo Net. We have 432 in here. We have 610 and 1 or 2 others. K6MYC, over.
711.
711. Good evening, John. Thank you for checking in.
Always fun to check in. K6MY.
Okay. Gotcha. And let's see, 73 top, and we'll go on up and see if we can hear anybody else in the Bay Area, but I got to move the antenna well off of you to get up there. You're peaking here at about 271. That's a very unusual setting for you. Well, I take it back. 267.7. So, yeah, you're below north, below west for me right now. That's unusual. KW6 Sugar in the group, K6MYC.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, well, I always get you just a little north of 90, so it sounds pretty reciprocal. So we'll catch you tomorrow night on 2 meters. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, 73, Tom. Here we are into the lower part of the Bay Area. Fred, I wonder if you're copying. KD6SOK, K6MYC. Okay. Well, you got to give me some more chatter here. You were pretty thin on that one. I moved the antenna back a little bit. KD6SOK, this might be better, over. Yeah, rough copy. I'm not sure if there's not distortion on the audio or what, but I'm not getting much out of it. You're strong enough to read, but the audio isn't clear. Let's see, Rob, is it my ears or is it something going on there? Are you listening on the stream, Rob?
Yeah, I'm listening on the stream, and I couldn't tell very well either.
You couldn't get any readability on Fred either?
Well, I heard some words. Have to try it again.
Okay, let's try it again, Fred. We're listening on the stream, but I'm doing everything I can do to pull you out, and I moved back and forth. I think I've got you on the best spot I can get you, but it's just not very strong tonight. You might have some water in your system there. It's been down in the last couple of weeks from normal. KD6SOK, K6MYC with the group standing by. Go ahead.
Really well, Mark. Okay, you're coming in better now. I hear you better now. How's this signal? You know what?
Did you get any of that, Rob?
Yes, I did. I'm listening on the stream. He was asking if he heard you better, and how's that now? Are you getting a better signal from him?
Well, that's what I heard too, but it's not clear audio. It's just muddled, and I hear Paul in there. So let me get you, Paul. We got you checked in, Fred. We have you checked in, but I'm not doing very good with the audio. And Rob's copying you as good as I am. So I got a better pair of ears here tonight. Hi. Let me get Paul in here and see if I can pick up on Paul. K6 Whiskey India Sugar. K6MYC. Go ahead, Paul. I heard Paul's voice there. I don't hear you now. Give me another call. Give me a long call so I can find you. I can't find you at the moment with the antenna. KW6 Sugar, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC. Over, Paul. I've lost Paul. Let's check him in. I'll look for him on the direct path here, Rob. He's 637. Okay, let me go a little more. Anybody else in the Bay Area? 1296, K6MYC, over. Yeah, I've got you now, Jim. Boy, the conditions seem to be really poor tonight. I don't know. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with my system, but I'm not hearing very well. But I heard you there. I heard your counts, and I know you were trying to give me more time to get on there. But then you're about Q3 to Q4. Readability 3 to readability 4, Jim. Much down from what you were a couple of weeks ago when we had really good signals from you. I don't think it's your system or mine. I think the path is just down. Fred's way down also. We got you in here. 285, got you checked in, over.
Okay, your signal was better when you were on Tom, but it fell off even on Tom, so I think it's a condition. Give me 60 days.
Okay, good evening, and it was sure good to work you this morning on 40. You had a booming signal on 40, so quite a difference from what we're dealing with right now, Jim. But anyway, thank you very much for coming up here. It's just poor conditions tonight. And little by little, I'll get back to checking this system to make sure there's no problems with it. But everything looks okay VSWR-wise and so on. So I don't know. Anyway, 7-3, thank you for checking in, and we'll listen for anybody else up there. KWB6JNN, East San Jose, K6MYC, clear and listening for other check-ins for the 1296 Bozo Net. Over.
KB6BA.
There's a good signal. KB6BA, good evening, Oliver. Booming signal.
Yeah, you're very strong. Yeah, when I listened to Fred, it sounded okay to me. Maybe he's usually pretty hot audio-wise, but it didn't sound any different from the way I usually hear him locally. Went for a short hike today. Like Fred said, probably the rain went north of us, seemed that way. Number 900, K6MYC, KB6PA.
Well, you're doing good. So it may be just an elevation thing. Fred was down for me. Well, when Fred gets close to the noise, he's got so much maybe over compressed audio or something. Or doesn't sound like that normally, but it just kind of goes to mush. There's quite a few signals that do that. Sometimes there are signals that get really quite readable when they're very, very close to the noise. We had a contact with a mobile station here last night on 6 meters, and he was just well water weak when we first heard him, but the audio was crystal clear. It wasn't muddled at all, and I got his Bozo number and his call sign just fine. So it just depends on the audio, and sometimes it works better for my ears, and other times it doesn't. Let's see if there's anybody else. You want to take a standby, Oliver, and see if there's anybody else that I'm not hearing there. 900 KB6BA, K6MY.
Okay, anyone else in the Bay Area for the 1296 Bozo Net, KB6BA? Nothing heard so far.
Yeah, nothing here either. I wonder where Jim is. He didn't check in last night on 6 meters. He was on 220, okay, but he didn't show up on 6. And now I'm not hearing him on 1296. W6PQL, Jim, are you in here? W6PQL, K6MYC. I'm bumping the antenna slowly to the north. W6PQL or anybody else, K6MYC, taking check-ins, Bozo Net. Okay, give me the call again. I just started to hear you. Just give me your call a couple of more times, over.
I was just calling PQL.
Okay, PQL, I got you. But you must be hearing me better than I'm hearing you tonight.
Negative. Jim, B2B6 trying to get a hold of PQL.
Okay, but this isn't PQL talking. Somebody's checking in for PQL. Who's checking in? Who's the voice I'm hearing?
WB6JNN.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm copying you pretty good now, Jim. But did you say you're hearing Jim? Are you hearing PQL?
No, I was not hearing PQL. It is well past 8 o'clock, too.
Okay. Well, if I can hear you and I can't hear PQL, it means he probably isn't there. But sometimes he doesn't hear me, so he doesn't respond. Anyway, you're doing pretty well now. I must have found a second peak on you there.
No, it's just you're at 5 now instead of at 3, so it's propagation.
Okay, well, thanks for letting me know that he isn't there anyway, Jim. Thanks much, and we'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters. It should be a lot better. I moved the antenna a little bit to see if I could improve you, and I got actually lost copy. So the antenna is very, very sharp tonight. I don't have any latitude. And when I looked at the heading, I was back where I always get you at about 285. So you're within 2 or 3 degrees of where I always get a peak. 73, Jim, and 73 to you, Oliver. Thanks much. KB6BA and WB6JNN, K6MYC Bozo Net, checking for any others for check-in, over. Okay, nothing heard, 7 trees, guys. I'm going to go on up to N6RO. See you tomorrow. N6RO. He didn't hear me at all last week. N6RO, K6MYC, over.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. Good tonight.
Yeah, you're booming tonight, so I don't know what the hell happened last week.
An hour ago, and I could just barely hear you until you started pointing up toward the northern peninsula. But they're 22.5 now. I'm actually moving the meter a little. Let's see, high temperature was 68. A little bit of rain is on the radar, but I don't think we'll get much. Dinner was Chilean sea bass and asparagus. And that's all I got to say. N6RO.
Okay, sea bass and seaweed, huh?
Roger.
Okay, very good. Well, you're doing fine. Pretty good signal, so I don't know what the heck happened tonight that we couldn't hear you. I think it was had to be more of a timing thing. Every time you walked in, we weren't there, and then we would call you, and you would be walked out or something. I think that has to be what it is, because you seem to be back to relatively normal here on 1296. Anyway, 7-3 for now, Ken, and we'll see you tomorrow. We're running a little light tonight because of the president's speech. I don't know whether it's still going, but our check-in list is a little on the light side. 7-3, N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I've watched most of the speech, and I'm going back in to turn the recorder on and see the end of it. And then the other side will have their say. See you tomorrow night on the 2-meter N6RO.
Okay. Anybody else copying Ken up there want to say hi?
No, but I'll check in. K6US.
Okay, K6 Uniform Sugar, and K. What the hell's your wife's beak? Bravo Kilo November, but I can't remember the prefix.
Yeah, Kilo 6 Zoe Kira Alice. So ZKA. But yeah, 1079 and 1100. And yeah, I had to go pick up the kids when I got off of work because my wife had to take the cat to the vet. And so I got to hear the first 20 minutes of the speech on the radio, and then I had to turn it off. So I'll catch the highlights later. And he is finally off the air. He spoke for almost 2 hours, and now the Democratic talking head is on the TV, and of course I have it muted. K6US.
Yeah, that's that new governor of Virginia, the very, very far communist socialist lady. I think that's who's talking. It's a woman, right?
I believe that's the one. I still can't believe Virginia voted this person in, but anyways.
Well, she lied, and they don't pay attention. Everybody that had tuned into her at all knew right away that she was going to be another Mondani, but or worse, and she is now.
Yeah, and it cracked me up when Mondani came out and said he's going to raise everyone's property taxes. I'm like, oh, there it is. Now everyone's going to move out.
Yeah, well, you may not have heard the latest. Mondani made some snide comment about Starbucks coffee, and Starbucks owner pulled all of he shut down 47 outlets in New York and put 5,000 people out of work and shut down 47 outlets of Starbucks in New York. So up yours, Mondani.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard that. Well, that's what's going to happen when you make it unfriendly for businesses. You know, I'm sure the government will come in and take care of everybody.
Yeah, Yeah, not without taxing the billionaires. Now they want to not only tax the billionaires, they want to tax all the homeowners 10% or 9.8% instead of 10. But that's brutal.
Oh yeah, and it's really funny that the people that don't understand how New York City works, because people are like, wait, he's a mayor, how can he raise property taxes? And a lot of people don't realize that the city of New York is a county and a city, and so he totally can increase property taxes because that's usually a county level thing, but New York City is a county.
Well, I've heard it a different way. I think it has to be done through the governor and through their Congress or their state assembly there. He cannot raise taxes, but maybe he can. So we'll see. It remains to be seen. But when he does, it's bye-bye New York.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd have to go through their city council or whatever, which is ginormous if you ever go look at it. The New York City Council is huge. But my point is, like, the entity itself of the city of New York can totally raise property taxes. But, you know, like here, all the property taxes are through the county, not the city. But in New York, it's a city and a county. So, yeah, if they vote on it, he can totally sign it.
Okay. Well, hopefully they'll come to their senses.
Yeah, he can't just unilaterally, do it himself. But so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But it's like San Francisco. San Francisco is a city and a county at the same time. So if you're the mayor, you're in charge of a county. You get in these really weird areas where the entire city is the county, so they're just combined. Hi, Ron.
Hello.
Here, Ron, in there, Mike.
Sorry, I had an interruption on my Bluetooth telephone. Call in again, please. Give me your call. You're very light. Can anybody help me with who that is?
Yeah, it's TYO. So 1009. He's most likely on his vertical, so I can kind of barely hear him, and you're pointed away from him. But yeah, go ahead and put down Ron.
Yeah, I'm on the beach, so I'm pointing at mine. Okay, Ron, very good. If I bumped the antenna just a few degrees, I'd get you out of the null. I've already got all the way around and on the back side of the array, so that's why I'm not doing well with you. Thanks for checking in. Hopefully you're still on the improve health-wise. Is that all right? Okay. Very good. Well, good to hear that. I'm pointed up toward Sacramento, and I'm gonna take a listen to see if I can hear KJ6KFB. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. KJ6 KFB. Are you in there tonight, Darren? I think I hear a little tiny voice in there. Are you hearing something, Aaron?
Only through your radio.
Yeah, you're hearing a voice through my radio.
Kilo Foxtrot Bravo is what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's it. That's Darren. Okay, that's 10 watts from Sacramento. Okay, Darren, I heard it that time too. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. Thank you very, very much for checking in here on 1296. Darren, thank you very much for checking in. Thank you for taking the time. Good to hear you. Good to hear you. And I think if we listen a minute, you'll have a nice peek in there. Thank you very much, Darren. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756. Go ahead, K6MYC.
KM6 SRR.
you under the whole transmission, but I couldn't copy very much. But we might have other better ears, so stand by a second. Stand by, Darren. Stand by. KM6SRR. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Mike, I was wondering if you could ask Darren. I sent him an email on my phone number, but I've never heard from him. So I think it was about the trailer. See what's going on there. KM6SR listening.
Well, the trailer is not in working order. The trailer is not in working order, and Frank does never lend the trailer out. He never loans it or rents it out. So it's only something that he would be able to haul, but he does not have a truck to haul it. So it would have to be done by Frank. I think I talked to Darren about this already. He should know. I think I told him about this the other day on 2 meters. I believe I did, Rob. KM6SRR, K6MYC.
Yes, Mike, I heard you. I wasn't talking about Frank's. I was talking about my trailer. I sent Darren my email so that he could respond to me and we could work something out maybe. Anyway, that's all. KM6SR.
Okay. Darren, you should look for an email from Rob. Is Egan at, what the hell was it, Rob? Egan at what?
netptc.net.
Oh, yeah, netptc.net. Yes, I remember we gave email to somebody there over and over again. Egan, E-G-A-N, Echo Golf Alpha November at netptc, Papa Tango Charlie.net. And Rob is willing to chat with you about the trailer and using it for your tower thing. KJ6KFB, K6MYC, over. Yeah, it was a very short response. I didn't get it. Did you, Rob?
No, I'm on a delay, so now I just heard you ask me. I haven't heard everything he was saying, but there's a lot of noise. That's why I usually don't listen to the delay, but I'm so poor on 1296, I have no choice.
Okay. I hear you, Darren. Please repeat your last transmission. Repeat your last transmission. Everybody's trying to copy it through the stream here. Repeat your last transmission, Darren. Over. I heard QSL plainly, and then I didn't get the rest of it. Did you get that right?
Mike, I have the live radio turned down and listening to the stream. I just heard you ask me a question, but I don't know what it was. I didn't hear anything from Darren.
Okay, well, give him an email, Darren. Please send an email back to Rob at Egan Egan at netptc.net. Please send an email to Rob so he knows you're getting through to getting your emails from back and forth there. 7-3, Darren, and we'll look for you on 2 meters tomorrow. KJ6KFB, K6MYC, and I'll go up and see if I can get John. John may be hearing him. Okay, let's try KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC. Over.
KR6MR, Bozo 759, over.
I got your 759. A lot of flutter Signals is up and down. It's all chopped up, but we're copying you. Pretty good copy. Not good copy, but at least it's Q4. Q4 copy, John, pretty good. KR6MR, K6MYC, over.
I guess you kind of got bits and pieces from there, and that's good also. The signals you might hear here, we're doing S3, S4, go ahead, over.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, Rob. Were you able to copy John?
Yeah, I had it turned down, but I was hearing his voice in there, so I could listen to you live. I don't know which way to go here.
Well, you should listen to the stream when we have these weak ones like that. I don't know where you're, how you're located there, but you should have plenty of time to go back and forth unless your computer is quite a ways from the radio.
No, it's right here, Mike, but the delay is a few seconds, so you've got to give me, after you ask a question, you got to wait for it to hit the stream a couple seconds later.
I did give you a delay. But you may be listening to the direct, and you're not getting the direct. You're not getting the delay when I talk to you. You're listening to the delay when you're listening to the other station, but not to me. You should just make it 100% me. I can tolerate your delay, over.
Okay, you're saying that 100% I should listen to the stream?
Yeah, then you won't get confused. And I could deal with the delay because I know you're listening. A lot of guys do that, so I have quite a few people I talk to, and they wait 2, 3, 4 seconds before I hear a response. That means they're listening on the stream.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll turn down the radio.
Anyway, you want to try that again, John? Try it again. Rob's trying to copy you through my station here, and his ears are better than mine, so make another transmission and repeat what you said about Darren, if you will. KR6MR, he was about Q2.5 here. Darren was about Q2.5. KR6MR, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike. I did hear Darren on the stream, so I guess he was very, very weak, but I did copy him on the stream. When the stream is working, it doesn't always work up here. So, Rob can hear this. I don't know if he can or not. Anyway, KR6MR in Meadow Vista, over.
Roger. Just about solid copy. It would be really good copy if it wasn't all chopped up. You've got a very, very rapid choppy fade on you. And it makes it really tough to copy some words, but I think Rob and I could piece it together. But you heard Darren on the stream, and he had a little bit of the same thing, and it was difficult. He was weak enough I couldn't even make sure that he was chopped up like you are. But if you listen to yourself, you'll hear what I'm putting up with here. Anyway, thank you, John. Thank you. Good to hear you here. And I don't think we'll have any luck. I'm going to try the Nevada guys. Daniel said he might be able to get 1296 running today, so we'll give him a try. 7-3, John, and we'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters there. KR6MR, K6MYC, going to Nevada. Are you hearing anything from Paul? I had a marginal copy on Paul. Does he? You want to call him in here and see if he's here on the direct path, John? Over.
Okay, Mike. Paul just called you. Paul just called you. Over.
Rob, did he say he had Paul in here?
Yeah, Paul is here.
Okay, we'll put Paul down. I think I wrote him in anyway. I think I've got him listed because I heard him. I thought I heard him earlier on the bounce path, but it was very poor. Not at all readable. I just recognized voice characteristics. Thank you, John. Thank you, Paul. Very poor conditions tonight. KR6MR, K6WIS, K6MYC going to Nevada. Over here to Nevada. KE7UQL, Kilo Echo 7 Uniform, Quebec, London. KE7UQL, K6MYC calling and listening. KE7UQL, 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 K6MYC, Kilo 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, over. KE7UQL, K6MYC, over. One last try, KE7UQL, K6MYC. He didn't think he was going to have it running tonight, Rob. So there you go. Come back off the stream now. I think we're done with that. KM6SRR, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, got you live, KM6SR.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Did you hear anything when I was standing by for Daniel?
No, just static.
Yeah, I thought sometimes I was hearing something in there, but usually he'll come up and I'll get a few syllables or a few words and I recognize his voice, but nothing tonight. He didn't indicate that he thought he'd try to get it going, but he's working with mud and slush and snow mud in the backyard, so it was a bad situation for him. He indicated he probably would not get 1296 running.
Yep, that's better to be safe, for sure. I was answering a text I got from Darren, so he said he did get my email. I guess he likes to text instead. That's fine. Whatever works.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry about last night. When I got in the house, it was we were just shutting things down, and we got wrapped up in shutting the lights off and turning off everything in the house. And it was quite late, as you know, and I guess I forgot to tell Judy, and she forgot to ask me about the net results. So anyway, you did the right thing, and you got it right.
Yeah, it was so late, I was just guessing that that's the best I could do. I need to go to bed because I had to get up this morning.
I'm sorry about that. Like I say, we just blew it. It was a funny Monday night for us. Matt got home late, and he was in there, and we didn't net chat with him at all. He came in, but we weren't sure if he was back, and we just were doing more other things than finishing up the net like we should have been. If you want, I can have what I have here, but I think you were here most of the time, weren't you?
Yeah, I think so. Let me give a count here real quick. Yeah, I just got 16, so there's not very many tonight.
Well, down a couple, down 3 or 4. We usually can push 18, and a good day gets us into the low 20s, but not bad, considering the president's speech and all. PQL was not there, and KB6 WFC wasn't there. K6 KLY wasn't there, so there's quite a few people in the Bay Area that didn't show. And, of course, we have 1 or 2 down here. Luckily, we got Kerry and we got Ron. But who else was missing in this area here?
Well, we didn't hear from Dave, K6EBG. And you're going to go back to the Bay Area? Maybe the guys are done listening to the speech and they'll get on the radio.
Well, we can go back there and make one more call. Let's do that. Here we are in the Bay Area. Bay Area. Late checks are missed. Bay Area. Late checks are missed. Anybody finally get back off of all the The television speeches and tonight, K6MYC Bozo Net, 1296. Late checks are missed in the Bay Area. Over, over. Bay Area Bozo Net, 1296. Late checks are missed. K6MYC standing by. Roger, Mike, very good. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, thank you for being there. I'm copying you pretty well tonight. KB6WFC, K6MYC, thanks for your 1296 check-in, Mike. Over, over. 775, Rob.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Won't keep it, but you might take a standby and see if you're hearing anybody else over there. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, take a standby and see if there's anybody else that you're hearing in the Bay Area. K6MYC standing by. I don't hear him now, Rob.
Yeah, I don't hear him either. I listen to the stream. It's just noisy.
Well, he got the same chopped up audio. He did come back just as you picked it up. Roger, Mike. Roger. I didn't get all of that, but I assume you're hearing nobody over there. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow on Better Band 2 meters. Hi, hi. KB6WFC, K6MYC. 73, Mike. Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, I guess it was worthwhile. We got 17, Rob. Okay. Vern, good evening to you. I'll see you guys. I think you'll be back to normal tomorrow without having to haul the kids around and all that. 73 Aaron, 73 Rob, KM6SRR, K6MYC, Bozo 47 and Delta Mike 07, closing the 1296.1 Bozo Net on February 24, 2026.
K6MYC, KM6SR, 73. Do you want me to wait for your picture?
Well, I'll have Judy count it if she won't send a picture if it's the same number. She'll just send a picture if it isn't. She should give you a Roger that we tied or something. Over.
Okay, yeah, that's been her MO so far. That sounds good. KM6SR, clear.
73.